guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do another BB comparison video between two cushions that I've been testing out for 2 weeks now. And these cushions are the HERA UV Mist and the Laneige Lucky Holiday BB cushion. And this one is in the shade C21, which is the higher coverage shade. And then this one I think is N21, just because it says natural beige here, but I actually don't know whether it is natural. But both of them are in shade 21, and that's the one that I usually buy for BB cushions. Just like my other BB comparison video, if you haven't watched that, it's between the Laneige Pore Control one and the IOPE XP BB cushion. I'm just going to link that in the description box below so you guys can check that video out as well. I'm simply just going to cover half of my face with one BB cushion and then the other half with the other one, so you can compare the difference and see what the colour is and the type of finish. I've already done my brows and my eye makeup, and my skin is bare, so I have nothing on my face apart from my skincare. And if you want to know what skincare products I use, then again I'll link my previous video in the description box below, which basically just shows you my daily routine for dry skin and specific products that I use to help with my dry, flaky and patchy skin. So I'm going to use my HERA UV Mist BB cushion first, and I'm going to apply this onto this side of my face. A mineral clay water and smart layer UV complex type of cushion. It's basically a very hydrating type of cushion because it has a high percentage of mineral water in the BB cushion. That's the shade for C21. So I have a lot of redness on this cheek, if you can see, and I'm going to test this to see if it will cover over the redness. So I've applied about 1.5 layers on this side of my face right now. Most of it was to just cover this area, and then I just pressed another pump just to blend everything in together. This is the HERA UV Mist one on this side of my face. Now I'm going to try the Laneige one on this side of my face, but I don't actually know what compact this is. It just says Laneige BB cushion, so it's not the Pore Control one. Maybe it's just the original standard one. So that's the shade. It looks slightly darker even though it's shade 21. That's just one press, and I'm going to start on the centre of my face first to try and cover my redness, and then okay, so I finished applying both BB cushions onto my face, and now I'm just going to talk to you guys about the final finish. And like I said, I applied the Laneige one onto this side of my face and the HERA one onto this side, and just from looking at the camera right now, I feel like I personally prefer the finish of the HERA one because it's more of a matte, well, satin type of finish, so it's not fully matte, but it still has a slight glow which looks very natural, but it still provides a really good coverage. The Laneige one is slightly more dewy. As you can see, there's a lot of shine on here. However, I still think the coverage is pretty decent, even though it's only a natural coverage and not the higher coverage like the HERA one is. It still covered my redness around my face here on my cheeks. However, the dark circles are still quite visible. But again, it's just natural coverage, so I wouldn't think it would have super amazing coverage in the first place. But I think it's done pretty well. Both of them are quite a medium type of coverage, I would say, because I only applied 1.5 layers onto my face. The only downside that I can see from the HERA UV Mist is that it is starting to highlight dry patches on my face. So unlike the Laneige one, which is quite flawless in terms of no dry patches, everything seems quite natural and blended in. The HERA one, because maybe it is a higher coverage one, it is starting to highlight a lot of patches on my face, specifically on this side, which is around my nose, on my nose bridge here, and my forehead here as well. The Laneige one doesn't really seem to have any dry patches apart from this small patch on my nose bridge as well. The nose seems quite fine. So yeah, coverage is obviously better because it is a high coverage formula. And the colour wise, I think the HERA one is brighter. So it's a lot more whitening and brightening effect compared to the Laneige, which is natural, even though they're both in the shade 21. And personally, I would prefer the Laneige one for a day-to-day use because it's not like a white cast on my face. It's quite neutral. It is slightly darker. Let me just open them both up for you guys to have a look. That is the HERA one, and that is the Laneige one. So there is a difference in colour. The Laneige one is slightly more darker, and it kind of looks like there's more of a pink tone to it compared to the HERA. I personally do prefer this one for its colour shade, but if you do like the whitening effect of BB cushions, then maybe the HERA one is more suitable for you. The HERA one comes in a natural shade as well, so not the high coverage one. They do have a natural version if you like this type of finish as well. So if you want a natural but satin finish, then probably the HERA one is more suitable. If you want a dewy, neutral colour, then probably go for the Laneige. Both of these cushions have SPF 50 PA+++, so they're both going to protect your face if you want to wear it during the day. And it's super easy to touch up because they're just little compacts. I think the HERA one is slightly smaller in size, so it's more compact and easier to carry around. However, the Laneige one is not super bulky, but it is slightly a bit bigger. So the size could be a problem if you do like to carry your BB cushions around and you have a small bag. Otherwise, I don't think the compact size really matters because you can just switch out the actual product and put it into this compact if you wish. And both of the products come with a refill, so if you can hear, I have my refills in the box, and I like to keep them in the box so I know where to find my refills, and they're easy to spot because the box is quite chunky. So I just store them on top of each other on my cupboard. One thing that I really like about the HERA packaging is that it has all the information on the box as usual, but there's always a barcode at the bottom of the box, and this is super cute what they've done to it. They've created like a skyline on top of the barcode, which I thought was super cute, and just a little, you know, a nice little touch on the box to make it a bit more unique. The Laneige one is just, you know, a simple barcode, but obviously that's not a major thing, but I just thought it was quite cute to mention as well. I personally prefer the finish of the HERA, however I like the feeling and the look of the Laneige one on my face personally. I've noticed that when I wear the HERA one, my face would gradually get drier and drier because maybe the BB cushion is like sucking the moisture out of my skin. But I don't find that a problem when I use the Laneige one because I did use this for work the other day, and I was at work for 6-7 hours and my skin literally just looked the same as when I applied it in the morning. My face didn't look dry, there was no dry patches, my face still looked very even skin tone wise. It didn't really melt either off my face, so it's really resistant in temperature. And I think they're both quite waterproof as well, because obviously in a hot and humid type of working environment you would think that your makeup would start to melt, but these BB cushions do stay put really well. And I've tested the Laneige one before because, as I said, I do have the pore control one and it lasts for super long, and I just love Laneige compacts. I actually recommend this one over the pore control one for a more natural finish and for a more hydrating finish as well, because the pore control is similar to the HERA one, as in where it will gradually make my skin look drier throughout the day. However, again, I have no problems with this Laneige compact, which is probably just the new normal BB cushion one. It doesn't state a name or anything. Personally, again, in this video comparison, I love the Laneige one again. For my own preference and my skin, I prefer Laneige, not for the finish, but the feel, the overall coverage, how hydrating it is. It's got protection for my face, it can even out my redness, and it lasts all day. It may not be super full coverage unlike the HERA, however, that to me is not a major problem because I don't have a lot of imperfections to cover, just a lot of redness. So as long as it covers my redness, then I'm fine with that. In terms of my eye bags and dark circles, then I can just simply apply a concealer on top of that, and a little powder will just make it less dewy on my skin. But the overall product, I think, is more suitable for me. And the HERA one is definitely a lot more suitable for people who want a higher coverage, brightening, and more of a satin type of finish. And I really think this is quite similar to the Laneige pore control one. And if you guys want to see that BB cushion in action, then go ahead and watch the other video. I will link it in the description box below so you guys can check out that review and comparison between the Laneige pore control and the IOPE one. So that is it, guys. That's the end of this review. Thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.